Audiio and welcome to my channel. My name is Linda. Welcome to Third Eye Whimsies. If you are brand new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. So today is just gonna be kind of a quick catch up and a little bit of a chit chat of what's going on currently in my life, and I just kind of wanted to sit down and say hello. I feel like it's been forever. I do apologize. I didn't have any new fun videos for this week. It's been really kind of busy. We have a lot of projects going on at home. Our house is in a constant state of remodel, unfortunately. We do have some exciting news though. We have a new workshop being built and will be delivered for my husband. We're tearing down the old structure that is on the property in order to put that in. So it's just been kind of chaos as usual. So one thing about buying a fixer-upper is it's awesome. You get to fix it up however you would like it and turn it into your dream home. It's the upper and fixer part that's kind of daunting at this point. But we are super blessed and super grateful that we have the opportunity to do so. It's just taking a lot out of us because we are both older and in our 50s and definitely not used to having to put in so much labor into getting things done. So all that to say, lots going on. Of course, work is busy as usual, but it's a kind of a busy season for what I do, and that's been kind of crazy too. So today's kind of an interesting video. I'm kind of just putting this out here. I'm kind of interested to know if any of you would like to see more about my Korean folk magic studies and what I'm kind of doing in that regard. Because being Korean and being of Korean and European descent, I feel kind of pulled a lot of times. And while I definitely love the Western esoteric practice that I've had for the last 30 plus years, I definitely have felt kind of a pull more, especially as I get older, towards my Korean side and wanting to know more about just how my ancestors did it back in the day. Now, I am not a shaman and I don't practice shamanism, but even above and beyond Korean shamanism, which I know is just kind of made popular, or more popular, I suppose, or more out there in the world, is the K-pop Demon Hunters. If you haven't seen that movie, I definitely recommend you see that movie. It's really good. But it does talk about Muchism and Mudang, and it's more heavily shamanistic based, the Korean shamans. That being said, even when they didn't have shamans, as you will notice with all cultures, if you do your history research, we've always all practiced some form of folk magic or house magic, if you will. So that's kind of where I'm focusing, because I myself am more of a homebody, and that's the kind of magic that I like to practice. So all that to say, part of what I'm doing going forward is, as I'm learning more and more about Korean folk magic, I am incorporating more and more Korean practices into my own practice. One of those being Jolgi, which is the solar dates. Now, Korea still uses a lunar calendar, so we have Salal, which is the Korean New Year, happens around February 4th-ish. And then we have Chuseok, which is, my mom always called it, Korean Thanksgiving. But above and beyond those dates, we also have the minor dates, I guess, if you will. Kind of what I think is like the Korean version of the Farmer's Almanac. So we are in September, which is shocking the hell out of me because I cannot believe it's already September. In fact, I'm recording this on September 11th, which is like crazy to me, because where the hell has the year gone? So we have Chubun, which is coming up on the 22nd, which also corresponds to Mabon, if you are a Wheel of the Year kind of gal like I am. And I think my spider necklace is twisted, but anyhow. So all that to say, that's kind of where I have been studying a lot to kind of go along with all of my other Korean studies. So going into this season and really kind of enjoying the different aspects and kind of pulling them all together, I am doing what I think is kind of a fun menu. I don't know, maybe nobody else thinks it's fun, but instead of the traditional Western style menu that I normally plan for this Sabbath, I will be incorporating more Korean food into this Sabbath, which I think will be a lot of fun. So one of the things is definitely, gotta grab my notes because I'm old and the brain doesn't work like it used to. So I have kind of begun loosely working out my menu. I do like to, especially when it comes to Sabbaths, I like to incorporate a lot of correspondence type stuff, a lot of colors, a lot of seasonal items, that sort of thing. So I will be I will be making like Korean sweet potatoes. I'm going to steam them, I think, because I don't have really a way to roast them. I mean, I guess I could build a fire and roast them that way, but probably not going to be doing that. For maybe this year, I actually get to go to the dentist, so that's great. So that's another thing that's happening. But that's also the date that the building is supposed to be here. So we'll see how much of this I'm actually able to do. I think I'll be doing most of it probably the night before as far as prep work. So that's that. But I'm going to be doing Korean sweet potatoes, most likely steamed. And then I want to make bulgogi, of course rice, because rice is life. And I really want some tok, which is Korean rice cakes. And of course kimchi, and I think I'm also going to be making some, what else did I have on my menu? Oh, jeon, which is Korean pancakes. They're kind of a savory pancake, and you eat them with like a soy sauce dip. It's like soy sauce, sesame oil, and sesame seeds, and then a little bit of the little gochu pepper flakes that will be gochujaru, that I'll be putting in there as well. And what else? Oh, persimmons and Asian pears I think would be delish for dessert. So that's kind of where I'm going with that this year. So we will see. And I think for my jeon, I'm going to use zucchini because it's kind of my thing. So I think maybe zucchinis and some yellow squash I think would be really good. So that's kind of where I have been working on, or what I've been working on, is just kind of planning out that menu, because you have to kind of plan, at least here in the States. I don't know about other places. Maybe it is the same in other places where you have to actually go to like the Korean market to get like your Korean ingredients. So it's usually just kind of a different trip. Luckily, we have quite a few here in Oklahoma City, so we are able to go to several different ones, but I have one in particular that I love the most, and it's just kind of an extra trip. So let's see. Oh, and I do have to stock up on some more of my favorite ingredient items, because, you know, we're getting into that time of year where it just gets too busy to kind of just keep rushing out to the Korean market. The other thing is, on top of learning all of my Korean stuff and incorporating those solar dates into my calendar, I have been working on my calendar for 2026, because I am one of those planner people, and I'm not necessarily like a fancy schmancy planner person, but I definitely want to get all of the important dates in. And I also bill and budget plan with my planners. So I have my 2026 planner already ready to go, and I've been adding those jolgi dates to this as well, just to kind of keep me on track, because there are a lot of them. And if you're interested, I can totally do another video and explain more about the Korean folk magic and how I'm incorporating that into my practice. And then I also got my copy of the Magical Almanac from Llewellyn. I love this thing. Such a good book every year. I love, love, love this. And I'm trying to find, so I just happened to pick this up because I had gotten my planner in and was thinking, oh, this would be really great. I could start, you know, putting in all of my important dates and all of that kind of stuff like I normally do. And it's one of those things I try to get done like way in advance of the start of the new year, although I wasn't prepared for it to already be September, so that kind of threw me a little bit. But if you've seen my Tarot Talks series, that's kind of where I've been also focusing a lot of my time, is just kind of getting more in the habit of using my cards and really familiarizing myself with my cards and just getting more into practice and more knowledgeable about them. But this one has a really interesting, and again, this is the 2026 Magical Almanac from Llewellyn, and cheap and cheerful. Get it off Amazon, get it at your favorite witchy store, whatever. But there's an article in here on making reading. My brain works way faster than my reading does. Making the Lenormand my own. And this was actually such an interesting article. Highly recommend if you're able to grab a copy. And she does share different spreads with you, as well as there's like a correspondence chart in here as well. So super cool if you're into tarot and using cartomancy, whatever. It's a pronunciation thing that I don't think I can wrap my head around right now. So that's kind of been that. What else? I do have some other videos coming up. We're going to start working on my currently studying book, as well as the Codex redo, and looking forward to getting those recorded, as well as I'm so excited for this one. This one's probably one of my favorite things. I know that building is super important and exciting for my husband. It is for me also, because it means a lot of the house stuff that we've been working on will get done faster because we'll actually have a proper workshop. But I have been so excited because I have not had a proper altar space in years. And I know that sounds shocking. I know everybody's all about their altars and beautiful altar tours. I have a simple kitchen altar in my kitchen, and that's pretty much all I've had for like the last handful of years, because our house is kind of small and I didn't really have a place designated that was just a spot where I could actually put up my altar. But when we first moved or first bought this house, my husband and I had gone to Habitat for Humanity, and there's actually several in Oklahoma City, and we found this antique Hoosier cabinet. It's so beautiful. I love this piece so much. I love antiques. I love thrifting. I love reusing things, and she's a beautiful piece. And for what we paid, it would have been stupid not to get her, because she's gorgeous and she's an antique. So that is going to become my actual altar, and it has cabinets, as Hoosier cabinets do, and she has a nice flat area where I can actually set up my altar. There's a shelf. Well, the top of the cabinet isn't too tall. I can actually put my plants up there because I love all of my little plants. And then there's drawers in a bottom cabinet where I can stick all of my witchy things that I need for, spell work or just general crafting, that sort of thing. So very excited about that. And I will actually insert a picture for you so that you can see how beautiful she is. And yeah, so I'm super excited about that and getting all of that taken care of. So then I can show you beautiful altar videos as well. My altars are usually pretty basic. I am not necessarily one that has the need to keep everything on display 24/7. And that's just kind of how it is. I also have cats, so that's the other reason why I don't tend to keep a lot of little temptations for them. Although our grand cat, who's napping here beside me as always, she's always been much more attuned to what I do craft-wise, so she tends to kind of leave those sorts of things alone, but she does eat my plants, which is why all of my plants are cat-friendly plants, because she likes to nibble. She's a nibbler. So all that said, I am very excited to get that done as well. So just, if you have watched this video all the way to the end, thank you so much. If you have any ideas of anything that you would like to see or anything else that you'd like to know about, please let me know down below. I love the interaction that I'm starting to see here on the channel, and it means the world to me. But I don't want to keep you forever, and I get too chatty. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Thank you so much for being here, and please remember that the magic lives inside you. 진짜 마법은 당신 안에 있어요. And until next time, bye.